What's up, runners? Today we're going to slide our way into Glitch, the most cardio-focused runner in Marathon. This is part 4 of our series exploring the runners of Marathon and their abilities. You can find the full playlist down below, and while you're down there, like and subscribe to help share this video and keep up to date on Marathon. Glitch is a movement specialist with a penchant for speed and unexpected angles. She was first shown to us in the reveal stream just before the closed alpha, where her spiky aesthetic and goth cosmetic options immediately struck a chord with a lot of the audience. Visually, Glitch defaults to a white, blue, and pink color scheme that strikes a very prominent silhouette. The bright colors make it difficult to be sneaky, but can help draw the attention to her, allowing her to distract enemies while avoiding going down. Compared to other games, I feel Glitch provides a fairly unique fantasy that might be closest to a playstyle like Tracer's in Overwatch. Her prime motivation is to skirmish with enemies, exploiting her speed and flashiness until there's an opening to commit to a fight and take the advantage. If Locust is a hammer and Blackbird is a pair of binoculars, Glitch would be a dagger which goes for nicks and scrapes until she finds the fatal finisher. For her passives, Glitch brings two very impressive movement options that generate a large chunk of heat in exchange for some of the best ankle-breaking opportunities given to any runner. Her first passive is Micro Jets. This allows you to press the jump button while in the air to execute a double jump. In a game where no other runner has a double jump option, this gives Glitch the most fluid and consistent option to take, contest, or hold high ground all around the map. All other runners would have to find stairs or specific locations to take the high ground, or commit a cooldown, and if pushed off the high ground, then have to regain it through these same methods. On the other hand, Glitch can simply jump back up immediately after the enemy drops from high ground, or bypass claymores and traps by appearing in unpredictable locations. Her second passive is Power Slide. This supercharges Glitch's slide so it travels an extremely far distance in a fraction of the time normal slides take, for the cost of a large amount of heat. At base, you can execute 2 of these slides back to back before your stamina is empty. Smart use of this passive enables Glitch to quickly break line of sight, move cover to cover, or chase down an enemy trying to heal. Be very careful when you commit to using this slide, however, as during the slide animation, Glitch will unequip her weapon and have to equip it again after the slide, meaning you will be unable to shoot during the slide or immediately after. For her tactical ability, Glitch uses her Disruptor. There are 2 ways to use this ability. First, if you tap the ability button, it will transform your arm into the cannon and fire an energy projectile that deals damage and pushes targets you hit. If you hold the ability button down, you can overcharge the cannon to increase the radius and damage of the blast. Anecdotally, this ability deals a decent chunk of damage, especially when charged, so that it can deal enough damage to immediately destroy a white or green shield. The extra utility of pushing enemies is useful for knocking enemies out of cover, off of rooftops, canceling a revive, or just about any other reason you'd want to move your enemy. Finally, Glitch's prime ability is Amplify. This prime can be activated to overcharge your movement systems, reducing your heat buildup from movement abilities including sprinting. In addition, it increases your movement speed and weapon handling. This means your swap speed and ADS speed. This lasts for a very long duration and enhances all of Glitch's passives and traversal speed. While it does not have a direct combat application, its usefulness is up to how creative your movement is. Taken together, Glitch's kit provides the best movement of any runner for only the cost of heat. Her prime increases the gap she makes between her enemies even larger, and her tactical provides a nice burst of AoE damage and disruption for her team to find openings. For a preferred playstyle and loadout, Glitch has the ability to provide value at any range, thanks to her speed. But the farther away she is, the less value she will get out of the Disruptor due to travel time and the time it takes to get a new angle on enemies. Ideally, a short mid-range engagement is what she thrives in the most. This allows her to quickly rotate around angles and provide constant pressure. At the same time, when her teammates create an opening, she would then be in range to instantly pounce on the other team. Glitch brings a very high-risk, high-reward playstyle that scales with the player's skill and decision-making, but has a very low skill floor, meaning if you lack the learning and skill to get the value from her, you're almost playing without a character at all. In both solo or team-based games, Glitch is capable of surviving, which is the ultimate goal. In a team, Glitch can work well in a stack of 3 glitches who switch fluidly between distracting, diving, and disengaging, but her best composition likely includes a Blackbird and a Void. This setup would allow her to keep the enemy eyes on her while the Void gets in close with invisibility, And then Blackbird's pings should crack open the door for Void to engage, at which point the enemy is likely to turn away from Glitch, giving her an opening to join Void behind enemy lines. Alternatively, she would be able to use the pings to knock a group off of rooftops and down into the waiting Void or Blackbird. Glitch is actually a very unique and interesting package of abilities, with the only restriction on her mobility being heat instead of cooldowns. She has an incredible uptime on speed and verticality that other runners would be jealous of. Of all the runners we've played at this time, I firmly believe Glitch is potentially the strongest and most flexible runner of the cast. While invisibility or rocket barrages are strong, nothing is really more valuable than skipping stairs or instantly covering dangerous distances in moments. So what do you think about Glitch? Don't forget to check out the playlist down below for the other runner deep dives. Thank you very much for joining me today. Next time we are covering our first leaked runner. I will see you all again very, very soon.